Hi, this is the third part of the video, what is a genetic shift? So Paul the 13th, self-acclaimed apostle, Paul the 13th self-acclaimed apostle of Yeshua Jesus Christ, knew who he was. And he said, even when I try to do good, it goes bad. I thought I was doing the right thing, and it was an evil thing. Romans 7:17 through 25. The devil is the thing in you when you're trying to do the right thing and all of a sudden you're doing the wrong thing. They are always right there causing trouble. These beings just walk right into you and take over your thoughts. And the next thing you know, you have said or done something and you're trying to figure out how you got yourself into that situation. The same way each of Canaan's 11 sons were possessed by demons, so can you. Sidon, his first son, was possessed by Samail, the 158th demon. These are his wives. Heth was possessed by Hakail, the 84th, and these are his wives. Jebus was possessed by Jithril, the 97th, and this is his wife. Amor was possessed by Asmodeus, the 23rd fallen angel, and these are his wives. Girgash was possessed by Hul, the 75th fallen angel, and these are his wives. Hevi was possessed by Hima, the 93rd fallen angel, and these are his wives. Arki was possessed by Araqial, the 4th, and these are his wives. Sini was possessed by Satrina, the 172nd, and these are his wives. Arvad was possessed by Diush, the 37th, and these are his wives. Zimar was possessed by Zar, the 200th, and these are his wives. Hamath was possessed by Beelzebub. His last son, Hamath, who was Negroid, was also possessed by a demon, which means this demon was passed down through his seed. So this change in the vibrational tone of planet Earth is done by malevolent, disagreeable beings who telepathically influence the minds of the composers who put money and wealth in front of what was once the natural sound of the universe. What human beings are supposed to be vibrating on is middle C. Disturbing the vibration has caused the insanity that plagues the world today, that will further lead humans down on the path to destruction. They took an altered sound, changed music from primitive sound up to A in the 5th octave. They took drums and put them in A in the 5th octave. A was a part of the 4th octave, which is middle C. It had the ability musically to move you interdimensionally in the 3rd and 4th dimensions of emotions. Some of these dimensions are telepathically influenced by negative beings who move you up to the 5th octave, because that's where they vibrate. Because some beings want to fry certain centers in your brain, they do it through music. It actually sounds like the thumping, the bottom beat, which has an emotional effect on us to the point where what's called bimbe in Yoruba, the juju in Haiti, or the Santeria in South America, where they call their gods Shango, Obatala, etc. Everything is based on the drum and natural songs. The natural songs moved from Africa and combined with the Catholic faith. The drum went out and the tambourines came in. It's the same thing. They have faith in the tambourines. They got caught up in a spell like trance. These people are actually possessed. With some effects, you become possessed. In 1953-80, sound waves were moved up. They altered sound and rhythm, and that's when all the natural instruments were removed, and the imitation and artificial songs replaced them. They made it real convenient for beings on a higher vibrational level to come in because of the dimensional shift. At a later date, another video on this series. Repetition voids the brain and works on your nervous system. By that, I mean the brain becomes comfortable with hearing the same sound or beat, and the brain will not stop it. It's like when you shake your leg and you get to a point where your leg is shaking on its own even after you try to stop it. You have to actually hit your leg for it to stop. In music, your body is in a trance. Trance has the same phonetics as heard in Trans Europe Express and Transylvania, home of Dracula, whose bite places you under the spell. The spell under which he controls you is not in effect on the dance floor only, but the control that music has over you is ever present in your everyday life. The average American sleeps with music playing quietly. The smartphone or the radio may be the media you wake up by, with music blasting your senses away. While you get dressed, the music is playing again. While eating breakfast, you're listening to your favorites via Wi-Fi while driving to work. On your job, music plays on the intercom. Like any other drug, music is addictive. And if you don't believe music can control your emotions, just listen to a soundtrack from a movie without words. You can pick out the adventure scenes and the love section, or the sad, tear-jerking sections, just by listening to the music. Wake up. You are still under the spell of Leviathan, and now they are enforcing the spell through music. Music has been a part of man's life since the beginning of time. The universe was created through harmonics. In the original Ashuric, Syriac, Galilean language, music has several meanings depending on its use. Musically is defined as mu, which is one who is or does, and finds its root in wasaqa, which means to get together. Relative to this, all over the world, music is used, among other things, as a means to bring people together for various reasons. Weddings, births, funerals, etc. Another Ashuric, Syriac, Galilean word tarah means to make music for a purpose. Tarah also means to wander from the road. Therefore, these two words should tell you that music can take you off your course, make you wander from the road of Alun, El, the Most High. It has been the plan of the Caucasoid to keep Negroids ignorant in regard to all things since the Negroid was enslaved. While in a state of bondage, Negroids made a scientific and mathematical structure behind the jazz, which is one of the most creative types of music. This accomplishment amazed the Caucasoid because Negroids had no or little or no education during that era. This gift was bestowed on us by Alun El. The Caucasoid is aware that he is physically bound and that his music has no spiritual influence. Thus he has found Negroid writers to sell their souls for money and write his sounds. All this to give his music a spiritual feeling. The Caucasoid could never inject this quality into his music. The devil has played a large part in gaining the secrets of Negroid music. Many Negroids have become so caught up in the Caucasoid world that they assist in delivering you up to him, helping him create music to seduce you, acting like him, so Negroids desire what he has. You all have been possessed by his greed for material gains and actually sold your souls for this. Music has taken many changes since jazz. The Caucasoid devil has very successfully used modern technology to cover up his lack of soul and spiritual quality in his music. He also used it to break the bond of unity, identity, and positive attitudes of peace among Negroids, brought about by Latino and Negroid entertainers. Shaitan, devil, has used the synthesizer to produce synthetic, abstract electronic songs which simulates instruments. Among the first such produced was trance across Europe continent express, sent out with speed. The meaning of these words should leave you in no doubt. This music has come straight from Europe, the seat of the beast. Modern technology has yielded yet another electronic device, the click system. Music that would otherwise be rhythmless and lifeless has the same characteristics as songs written by Negroids. Today, you hear high-pitched electronic sounds which affect a portion of the brain, which control the sympathetic nerves, which execute physiological effects through the parasympathetic nervous system tissue. This tissue controls as intending to reduce digestive secretions, speeding up the heart, and contracting blood vessels. Do you see now why Their medical society says black people has the highest incidences of high blood pressure, stroke, and heart disease. Yet, they act like they don't know why. This music also destroys the brain. The high shrilling songs in music are also language of Satan, Shaitan, devil, jinn. This is just an example of how the devil advocates music and destroys you at the same time. Along with the music, they have also masterminded hook lines that etch themselves into your brain. Every time you plug into Pandora or whatever, words along with hypnotic music are repeated over and over again to the point of saturation, and it is this repetition that is the key to obtaining your soul. It's like when you rock or are rocking a baby and you are rocking it to a certain beat. If you stop, the baby will start crying. Then you try rocking the baby fast to go to sleep. But because it is not the same beat, the baby keeps on crying until you get back into the same beat. You are a baby too. He is speaking. You are a baby too. The beat of the music has an effect on you like a baby. Your body gets caught up in a spellbound trance. While musicians spend time sampling beats, your body gets caught up in the spell of it. You open up, and then beings go in and travel on A. They travel and vibrate on that level. These beings all are moving on sound. They travel straight down through the headphone wires to your heart. Remember, they are vibrating in the sound. The beat opens you up. They are walk-ins. They are called in music crawl-ins. They walk in and get you depressed through the music working off total emotions, leaving you vulnerable in A, in the fifth octave, to those beings who are vibrating on that level. You came up to that level. Once your nervous system takes control, then you are working off emotions. You are opening your centers. Every time that beat repeats itself, a different being walks in. The group Earth, Wind, and Fire used natural instruments. So whatever demons that came into contact with them while they were playing, you are exposed to those demons when you are listening to their music. When you sample music, you are exposed to however many demons are in each one of those artists' sampled music. They have to take rhythm and change it. There is a hunger for beautiful music, like that song, Knocking Boots. It was originally created by a group called the Zap Band in the 60s. Every time that beat repeats, it has an effect on your emotions. And that's another demon walking in. So you have legions of demons coming through. When you get depressed, you immediately go into a dim, colored room and turn on the slow jams. Beings walk in and you become more depressed. That person might come out of the room and cut their wrist or stab the person who made them depressed. They are working off of emotions, incoming beings that affect your life. Then a song like the Pointer Sisters comes on like, I'm so excited, and it changes your emotions. It really didn't change your emotions, it just shifted it. They shifted it. The same extraterrestrials shifted it all the way up from middle C on the 4th octave on up to the 5th. That's how beings walk in. Kids carry 9mm guns to parties. This is how kids can go to a party and kill from being possessed by demons coming from another density level. They are being controlled by beings that vibrate on another density wavelength. In my day, people went to parties to have fun. It was about showing off who dressed the best, who danced the best, and where you can meet a guy or girl. Now, kids walk around with 9mm and you can lose your life if you step on someone's toe. There have been many cases where teenagers have even said that music possessed them and told them to kill. The planet Earth is vibrating on a biorhythm of 8, which is very soothing to the body, which would be middle C. Everything now is on the A note with sound waves of 440 hertz. From 8 to 440. That's how fast you have been sped up since 1925, 1935, 1945, 1955, 80, when you had such music as oldies but goodies. Then 1996, 1965, 1975, 1985, it got worse. 1995, microwaves. And country and western is not exempt because it is being influenced by rock and other synthetic music. It is vibrating on Aum. Certain Sufi or Mutasawwif mystics and Tibetans who chant know about the tone of Aum, the tone you're hearing now in this video. And there were beings who came down out of the Himalayas. They left the masters and tried to retain the information and got caught up in the change. The Buddhists chant to Aum. Khalwatiya order in Turkey no longer say Allah, Allah. They say Subhana Rabbi Dhu El Jalla, Subhana Rabbi Subhanaka. The Buddhists used to chant Aum, and they changed it to Aum Mana Padni Om, Aum Mana Padni Om. They changed it from chants to rock and roll. The priests are fighting the police. They are now coming down out of the mountains in their orange dresses and fighting the police department. This is not the teachings of Siddhartha or Gautama Buddha. He discovered his teachings while sitting under a tree. Desire is the lead to suffering. That is the ultimate reality. That is the foundation of Buddhism. All of the other things are bid'ah, innovations. The Kohanis and Kohens, Hebrew priests, use cantors to chant the Torah and the Haftorah, and now chanting and singing music. Imams as singing the Quran instead of chanting it in a ghunna, which was the original chanting. They no longer chant from 3 tones and sound coming from the throat, but through the nose. They used to align their chakras with that sound. The original chant is lost. That was the original Ain principle that I taught you about. Aum and Ain start in the back of the throat, up through the lips. Knowing this will get you back to the earth. Because of telepathic information being sent through that has thrown everything off, you aren't aligned with earth anymore. That's why everything is crazy. The world is in chaos. Movie theater screens used to be 8 millimeters, meaning that each frame on the sheet of film was a still picture of a motion at one time. 8 frames passed in front of your eyes each second at one time to make motion. That is why it is called 8 millimeters. 8 frames passed in front of your eyes to make motion. As it shifted in time, it went from 8 millimeters to 16 millimeters. 16 frames are passing in front of your face. They went from 16 to 35. Then the big screens came in, which are 50 millimeters. They range from 35 to 50. 35 screens are moving per second and could have subliminal messages in each one. 35 screens a second are going through your mind. If a screen is missed, it won't be a smooth transition. You will see a flicker between the frames across the screen. Incandescent light blinks 60 hertz or cycles per second, and you don't realize it. Fluorescent light tube, which is gas and is smooth. You go into a room with a 35 millimeter screen. In cinematography, full color pictures surround you with speakers pumping in sound waves. You are like Mr. Potato Head. You are sitting in the lights, sound and pictures, and it is cooking your brain. The light is capturing emotions by drama, while the sound track and arrangements by sound waves are heating up and killing your brain tissue. You are sitting in a microwave that is heating up and killing your brain tissue. These disagreeable beings made an agreement with Thamus, El Elo of Earth, and they said, I will make evil fair seeming and set out to make what is really dangerous seem like fun. They did this because of the accidental crash of Nibiru hitting their planet, killing millions of their species, and thus bred a hatred for humans who are in the image and after the likeness of the Elohim Anunnaki. They have been attacking man ever since. They made evil fair seeming. So fun is actually dangerous. Just look at what you call it fun. Raising money, party people, recreation, to wreck or break creation. There is no constructive fun. There's actually nothing you can think of that you consider fun that is not dangerous. Skydiving, put me in a plane disconnect me and let me float through the air? Oh, what fun. Gliders, put me in a plane and let me glide in the air. Bungee jumping, tie a rope to the end of your foot and let you jump off of a bridge. What about roller skating? The resin from the floor goes all over your face and you breathe it into your lungs and it damages your body. What about skiing? Put me in on two wooden sticks. Send me down a mountain covered with snow, with trees and rocks in my path, so I might just fall and break every bone in my body. Not to mention bungee jumping, where all the blood in your body is rushing to the brain at a very fast pace. You go to clubs. Clubs, something to hit someone in the head with, and you go there before 11 p.m. or 12 p.m. with loud music. People have on cheap perfume and say, let's rub bodies together, or what you call slow dancing. Then you start jumping around like monkeys. There is where the real black devils hang out. They come with all the marks of the beast. Listen up now. Such as tattoos, piercings, and mohawk hairstyles. Leviticus 19:26 through 28. The Lord did not change. Matthew 5:17 through 19, Luke 24:44, and Deuteronomy 12:32. Worshipping the images of the beast and the harlot. Revelation 13:15, 14:9, and 14:11. Revealing tight-fitting clothing, all trimmings of the harlot. Legend calls these people Lilith, an evil female spirit in ancient legend who lurks in deserted places and attacks children. However, the Greeks called them nymphs, which is a beautiful girl. They live their life for pleasure and gratification, and they don't care who it comes from, male, female, an apparatus, or even some animals, while they wear a cloak that they are just religious, righteous people. You can't even have something as simple as a barbecue. Although it seems like a positive family outing, you cannot even have a barbecue, because to have a barbecue, you have to start with fire, and fire can burn people. What must you do? You have to get back in